No, it's not a key.
You headed out.
He'll be back though in like a half hour or so. This is time lapse mode. Of course, we gotta close the door to make the continuity of the video correct, because we didn't just, the GoPro's just not always in there. Nice. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. The last two streams, I've been trying hard to fundraise money for an entry fee for an ultra marathon, just by putting my Venmo or my Cash App account in there. But last night I decided to make a t-shirt that the money all goes to the entry fee. If you guys decide to want to buy a shirt instead, that'd be really cool. I don't know if I post a link in the live stream or in the chat, if it will be active in the chat, if it's clickable. We are in a I work at a fire academy right now. That's where we are. Well, right now we're in engine bays. Nope, just make firefighters. Let's see if I add a link to the chat, if it will stay, if it will become active. Let us see here really quick. It doesn't look like it's an active link. Oh, oh, on your side it is. That's cool. Okay. But yeah, that's the link to the t-shirts. If you guys like them a lot, you can get one. That'd be super cool. I'm trying to run an ultra marathon in May, and they aren't cheap. They're really expensive. So I was like, I might as well make a shirt, give you guys something to buy and rep if you want. It's pretty neat. Click on it, check it out. It has a bear on the back with a skeleton laying in the middle of it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a good design. We got 2 hours and 19 minutes until today's video comes out. Yeah, cover your ears. It's gonna be loud. If you're wearing your headphones. That's it for bottles today. Pretty short bill sesh. That's all right. We can still do other stuff today, right? Let's fire up the compressor. Let's head to the container for a bit. Oh, hold on. We gotta get the GoPro, right? How many of you guys watch the live stream, tune into my daily vlogs? If you do, you'll know that time lapses are pretty common theme. I try to add them in every now and then. How old do you think I am? Small, I'm 5'9.5", dude. I'm an ultra runner, of course I'm skinny. Put away the streaming stuff really quick. I'm gonna treat you guys like a kid and point the camera at the sky. Welcome to the engine base. We have so many fire engines up in here. Please check out the shirt if you guys can. That'd be awesome. Gosh, what a cloudy, crappy day out it is today. I hate when it's overcast and it's not just sunny and nice. Okay, back in the office. Where are you guys watching from? How are you guys doing today? It's either Thursday where you are, it could be potentially Friday. Wherever you're watching. Wherever you are in the world. But I'm curious if that person said that I look too young and old, too young and too small to have a beard like this. I'm curious to see how old you guys think I really am. And nowadays, with the way that the younger generation, the people in their 20s are looking, it's almost like a, I don't know if it's a compliment anymore or not. You know, people would say, "Oh, you look so young," and now it's like, well, the young people aren't looking that good anymore, dude. Okay. I had to plug my iPad in. I forgot to charge it last night. So I was going to make sure it's still charging. Milwaukee gloves. Virginia, just waiting to go to work. What time is it over in Virginia? Like 10. Round it up. Let's round it to the nearest hour. So 10. It'd be 10 here. It's got to be like 1 or 2 over there in Virginia. I'd like to see Virginia. The most stuff I've only seen on the East Coast is like from North Carolina. Oh, 1248, not too bad. I've only been as high as North Carolina. I've seen North Carolina pretty well, but past that, I haven't gone anywhere north of North Carolina. I'd like to, though. It looks really cool. And correct me if I'm wrong here. This is just a Californian talking, but I feel like from Virginia up on the East Coast, that's like where the seasons live, right? Where I think of like leaves changing and stuff like that, and fall and like Hallmark movies. I think of the East Coast. Yo, what's up, Street? Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We're just hanging out in the container now. Just shooting the shit, right? I just can't believe how it's so nasty out. And there was supposed to be a rocket launch today, but they postponed it till tomorrow. So that's kind of a bummer. If you guys are, I don't know how many of you watched my YouTube channel, but we've been on an 89-day vlog streak. We filmed rocket launches, and I've gotten a lot of subscribers from the recent Supercross race that was Anaheim 1, but unfortunately I don't really film that kind of stuff too frequently, so hopefully the people that have subscribed to me because of that decide to stick around. That'd be cool. I appreciate it. Well, what are we gonna do today? We got all the masks more or less organized that came in the mail. So yeah, we're just kind of chilling. If you guys see the pinned comment, I made a shirt as a fundraiser shirt to help raise money for an entry fee for an ultra marathon I want to do. So if you guys could subscribe, if you guys could click the link and get yourself a shirt or a tank top or a hoodie, long sleeve, that'd be really cool. Do you like living in Virginia? Is that like where you can see yourself living for the rest of your life, or is there something in your heart that wants to make you or encourages you to move to a different state or something like that? I mean, I love it here, but I've done a lot of traveling, so I've seen stuff that's out there in America. America. I love it here, but there's a part of me that's like, I really want to try experiencing living somewhere else. And if you guys, I'm just gonna keep referencing the vlogs here because I hope you guys have tuned into those. But I've been, been applying for a lot of jobs lately, and I just heard back from 2 of them, and they said no. Thank you, sir. And one was a 0. They didn't have any experience necessary, and it was paid on the job training, and they still said no. It's like, well, what exactly are you looking for here? Because I thought with my work history and resume and all that stuff, I would have at least qualified for a resume, or not a resume, interview, right? No, just a nah, sir. Let's see here. Hold on. Nice, 22 years. That's a long time. Why would you want to be toxic at all? Why would you even want to put that energy out there? Dude, that's dumb. 22 years of working the same job. That's wild, dude. What do you do for work? I've been working here for 13 years. It's a great job. I really enjoy being a SCBA tech. Some days we do a lot more than just fill bottles. And some days all we do is just fill bottles, right? The most toxic thing anyone can do in the live stream today is go to the link that's pinned in the comments and treat yourself to a t-shirt. Or a hoodie, long sleeve. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. We're only, last time I checked, we're only like 99 away from, or 91 away from hitting 2,000, so that's super cool. Fiberglass, nice. We won't ask too many questions, but do you just produce like the raw fiberglass for companies? I'm assuming. That's cool. I'd like to get into like I mean, I know I work in a specialty kind of field right now, but I'd like to work for a company like that. Something like that, or like a rope factory or something. Something chill, something low-key, right? Gosh, I really need a beard trim. Yeah, thank you. Whoever left that comment saying I'm too young and too small to have a beard like this, that's funny. They must have left because I was hoping they'd ask or give me a guess on how old I am. But I'm actually 34, so I'm not really that young anymore. Maybe in the grand scheme of things, like overall, yeah, I could still say I'm pretty young, but compared to someone in their 20s or a teenager, like I'm double their age. I can say I've been driving half my life. Aiden, what's up? People that have like beards or like long hair and that matter. Do you guys ever brush your hair and then you see all the hair that comes out and you're like, how do I even still have a beard or hair on my head? I thought it all came out in the brush. So let's should we talk about one thing that I know a lot about, and that's running? I mean, that's what the channel is focusing, right? Where, yeah, I feel that. I'm surprised, like, you guys don't have like forklifts, or I'm just imagining a factory in my head, right? Those you know, those like ceiling mounted tonnage jacks, or just different things. I mean, of course that costs money, right? And heavy D, this is a bad example to be referencing, but I saw in one of his shop videos, they have like these rails and this entire track system built on the ceiling, so they're able to move around heavy stuff like really easily. And you know, it seems like they put a lot of thought into keeping their employees, you know, like safe and healthy and long term. Even in like the automotive factories, you know, they work on like proper lifting techniques and have everything kind of slung for their employees, right? But I feel that all day moving bottles in and out of the cylinders and docks and all that stuff, like my lower back starts killing me if I don't keep up on it. Let's check the email here. Let's see. Oh. 2 messages. Oh, nothing from Bonfire saying that someone's bought a t-shirt. I got an email from Vans though. It's funny to me how, like in the 90s, big clunky skate shoes were all the rage. Dudes would take old shoes and cut the tongues off of them and then stick them in between their foot and the tongue of their new shoe to make them like poofy. I don't really understand the reasoning behind that, but it's funny how Vans are coming out like clunky and chunky now. 2024, 2025, we are repeating the fashion from the 90s. And it's so odd. I don't know why anyone would want to do that. "25 viewers, what's up everyone? Welcome to the stream. We're just hanging out today. We've already filled the bottles. We're chatting about running, life, work experience. We're promoting the t-shirt that I designed for an ultra marathon entry fee. If everyone could just buy a t-shirt or a hoodie or a tank top, that'd be really cool. You want to see them? Here, let me pull it up on my phone so you don't even have to, you can already know what you're getting into before you click the link. Okay, this is the front. Has a skull on there with some mountains and stuff, and it says Flying 90 on the front. And then in the back it says "Still hurting in the backwoods," and it's got this skeleton inside of a bear. I'm not sure if the design is where the skeleton's inside of the bear or the skeleton is just on top of the bear. Either way, that's your interpretation. For me, it's like you're dead inside. Even though you're still loving it, it looks like you're enjoying it on the outside, you're dead inside. It just made me laugh, and I was like, okay, you know, like, we're running out there, we're having fun, but we're still hurting. We're still hurting in the backwoods. Hey, is there a moving bonus? I'll move to Virginia. I work hard. I want more than just a check though. I want I'm looking for just a long-term kind of career job, something I can go to every day where I make a livable wage. I have health insurance. I have a retirement, you know, like I'm 34. I don't have health insurance right now. I don't see myself retiring currently, right? I feel like I'm going to have to work forever. As I laugh and look off into the distance, sadly. I just want to work somewhere where I get along with my coworkers, I make a livable wage, I have health insurance. I don't feel like that's too much to ask for. You know, I was working out I don't know who's been here for a while or not in regards to my overall channel, but this time last year, I was working on a strawberry farm as a mechanic, and that was an awesome job. I got along great with two of the coworkers. I love going to work every day. It was so much fun. If there's YouTube video, like my vlogs are cool. I really like that job. Then I let go. The American dream is broken. I sadly feel that way too. It's heartbreaking, dudes. Like, I just want to work hard and make it. I want to work hard and have a livable wage. And why is that such a such a struggle? Maybe we can always pull together. Pull it together, make it work. And it's like, am I too old to go back to school? No. Am I going to be super annoyed by all the young kids? You know, I see young kids all the time and I'm just like, what the heck is going on in your brains? But that's why I'm here now. We're live streaming. We're trying to boost the channel a lot more. We make donation shirts. You know, there's always going to be ways to make money, right? You just have to figure it out. I'm in California. Beautiful central coast of California. I have plenty of experience working on tractors, working on SCBAs, photography, videography. Honestly, I feel like I can be trained to do anything. Anyone can be trained to do anything, for that matter, if you want it. Southeast Texas. Southeast Texas. What's that like? Hold on, let me pull it up on the maps here. We were actually... I can't remember if we were doing the... Yeah, it's pretty relative. You know, where I live is kind of more in like a little bit of we're kind of a little sleepy part of California. Southeast Texas. Who's that like? You're not in Houston, are you? Houston's huge. I've driven through there and tried to stay there for the night. But, oh, excuse me. But instead, we ended up dipping out of Houston and heading towards Galveston. And then stayed along the beach there. Galveston? I hope I'm saying that right. Galveston? That city always reminds me of, there was this show back in like 2009, 2010 called My Life is Liz. And it was this girl and she was from there, right? So that's the reason why I remember, or that's why that city sticks out. What's your thoughts on the Gulf of Mexico turning into the Gulf of America, since you kind of live relatively close to that? But yeah, it's a little pricey to live here, yeah, for sure. I could not live. I had to move back in with my parents, to be honest, and I couldn't afford to live on my own right now. There's no way. It's like, you know, welding and fabricating and stuff like that interests me, and I could definitely spend the 16 weeks, you know, going to a program for that. But I wish they could just teach you the stuff instead of having to like take tests and write reports and essays and do all this stupid shit. Just teach me how to weld and fabricate. I don't know why we need all of this extra steps. I don't care about a degree I mean, if I get a certificate, cool, that's awesome, because people that want to hire you are looking for certificates. But just teach me the skills I need to know. I don't... I just want to learn the skills, right? You know? And where I live too, I live really close to a military base. If you see the rocket launches, and even that's hard to get a job on. You think they'd just be hiring everyone that they could, but it's crazy. And it's, I don't know if you guys watch like the news and stuff, but they say like, oh, the hiring rate's up, this everything's up, but it's. I just recently applied for 3 jobs and I've gotten turned down from 2 of them, and all 3 have been super entry level, 0 experience necessary required. It's like, what the heck? Thank you, I appreciate that. Hopefully your beard's going good. Hopefully your beard is just everything you wanted in a beard, right? I mean, when is the American dream anymore nowadays, right? Definitely should. There's they launched from Virginia, I think. I think there was 1 or 2. Because we've got like a pretty active chat right now. I do have a question for you guys. Would you rather see the launches? I filmed the launches with my phone, right? But I have been thinking about just setting up my iPad to do live stream them as well. But I won't be able to like zoom in with my iPad because I'll be focused on filming it with my phone. But would you guys want to tune in to that kind of stuff? There isn't anyone here on the West Coast that live streams the launches besides SpaceX. The YouTubers that do that are going to be in Texas or Florida, but no one's here in freaking Lompoc, right, doing it. And so I kind of reached out to one of my buddies that live streams for his church, and I'm like, hey, dude, can you kind of help me out with this? And he's got a lot going on his plate, but I was kind of hoping he would want to take on the side of the live streaming side, and then I'll take the filming side on, or I could be like the host or what have you, something like that. But yeah, no one's taking advantage of it. So I was curious though, like what would be more, what would be, I mean, I guess, well, the quality of filming from the live stream isn't as good either on my end. So it wouldn't, it's not like I could just clip out the live or the launch from the live stream and upload that separately. And I don't really know what I would talk about during the live stream, like what's going on in the rocket. I'd have to look all that, well, duh, I'd look all that stuff up. Yep, there's another Falcon 9. It's going up into the sky. It's got a payload or something or other, and it's gonna go. That's about it. That's space for you. You know, that's not gonna turn over too well. I haven't heard back from any of the companies that we reached out to sponsor the channel for running either. Snow Peak Quib. Gosh. Why does everything in life have to be just so expensive, gang? It's like, we're sorry, sir, you don't qualify for paid training. Is this really, I don't even know the word here. This motivation killing. Is that a word? You know, I'm not trying to be and running for me always has to stay fun, right? That's my sport, but it's something I really enjoy. And obviously I want to be paid to run, but I don't want to be paid to I want to be the fun paid runner, right? I don't want to have to be like focused on podiums and getting first places and all that. Like that's really stressful to me. That's out of the Venn diagram of fun, stressful, fun, and this is professional, and then this is where the middle ground is, right? We're making a Venn diagram with our hands. it always has to stay fun for me. And I think that's where, making videos comes in. And, if you watch my vlogs, I'm like, mile one, I'm like out there yelling and 9 minutes, stuff like that. Right? Dude, we went to we went to Angel Stadium, right? Like I was saying about the Supercross race. Go in there. Thankfully, I have a fuel efficient freaking car, so it only costs $30 to drive to LA and back. But we get there, instantly parking $50 right at the door. It's like, what, dude? $50 for parking to have my vehicle sit in a parking lot, and you're not parking the vehicle? Insane. And you look around, you see all these cars are like 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. They made so much money on parking alone. So then we get there, you get inside, you can't, this is part of the story here. So it was so hot that day. It was at least like 90 degrees out, right? So we decide, all right, well, last year we were allowed to, between the pits and the stadium, we were allowed to go back to the cars, right? So we're like, all right, well, we don't need to bring our jackets in. Right? Oh no. So we get in, we're walking around, and then get into the pits, and we get out of them, and you see no re-entry. This is like, well, wait, what? We need to go get our jackets. Sorry, sir, you're stuck. You're an adult, and you're not allowed to leave because other adults have made rules saying you have to stay in here. Again, that's bullshit. I'm a fucking adult. If I want to go back to my own goddamn car that I paid $50 to go park, I should be allowed to. Nope. Absolutely not. So the sun starts going down. It starts getting so dang cold. Holy freaking moly. And so we walk to the concession booths, and I kid you not, the cheapest hoodie they had for sale was $90 fucking dollars. 90. And I looked at my buddy Eric, and I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? He's like, well, do you want to just spend the $90 and get it over with, or do you want to sit here miserable, freezing for the next 4 hours? And I kind of was like, well, yep, that's, I was so mad. I was cozy and warm, but I was mad. And then, yeah, so like what you're saying, so then we walked to get, my girlfriend wanted a drink. It was just a water and a Sprite. The Sprite was $9. The water was $7. It's insane. It's never enough for these rich people. They will never have enough. They say, how can we take advantage of the American people as much as we can? And the sad thing is people still go. I still paid the $16 for 2 drinks and the $90 for a hoodie and the $50 for parking. It's like, well, they already bought the ticket to get in here, so they're still going to have to follow through with everything else. It's bullshit. It's really bullshit. Makes you not want to go to events anymore or do anything. I mean, it's like what they say, as soon as you leave your house, you're going to end up spending $100 one way or the other. Gang, I'm really starting to feel like these live streams are just turning into us ranting about everything going on in the world. Tune into the live streams for the rants. You tune into the vlogs for motivation. And you look at the community tabs just for rocket launch info. Dude, yep. And let's talk about that too. So I'm almost 2 years sober. I realized that alcohol wasn't doing me any favors. So I quit drinking back in 2023, September 2023. And we went, hey Mike, how's it going? We went to Supercross last year. What was that?
Did you have any bottles?
Yeah, just 2.
I hate when that happens.
That's all good. But yeah, so I quit drinking back in September 2023. And then we went to the race last year in 2024, and I was looking at the beer prices, and I was like, holy shit, it's $15 a beer, and it's not even good beer, right? It's it's our 805 wheat beer that you get for like $3 or $4 in a can here at home, right? And I was just like, holy freaking moly! And then thinking about how much money you spend drinking, like at events, and it's like I would have drank 3 or 4 beers. And like, okay, that's six. I would have spent $64 on beer alone for 4 of them. Imagine if you went to a grocery store or a liquor store with $64.
Blowing through here?
He tried to, and then he saw your trailer. It's like they need to learn how to do a U-turn. Imagine if you go to a liquor store or a grocery store with $64 to spend solely on alcohol. You'd walk out of there with enough beer for the month, even if you're drinking IPAs. So yeah, it's crazy when you see the prices of stuff that you used to spend money on, but you don't spend money on anymore. It kind of really helps put it into perspective just how much you were spending on that. And last night on the news, they were talking about Zen, and I was so addicted to Zen for a good 2.5 years or so, going through a can a day. And I remember when I first started chewing it, or I don't know if you don't really chew Zen, you just kind of let it chill. It was $3 a can, and they had a deal where you'd buy 2 get 1 free, and that was a great, really good way to get you hooked on that stuff. And then Zen is it's just nicotine pouches. Think of like Camel Snus or other like chewing tobacco. Russia, hey. But Zen is just it's just nicotine in these little pouches, and it comes from Sweden. I keep licking my cheek like I got one in, but I haven't had a Zen for like 4 months now. So, anyways, on the news last night, they were saying the price of 1 can is up to $7. That's that's crazy. And if you were buying just like a can a day, 7 times 7, that's 40. That's almost $50 a week. And before I quit, I was buying them in the rolls, so you get 5 cans in a roll for $28. Let's just see what Zen goes for on their website, if you're still able to buy a roll from them or not. One of the biggest reasons why I quit though is I love the peppermint, and like I've said, I live in California, and they thought banning flavored tobacco and nicotine and stuff would prevent kids from doing it. But instead, kids just would take the unflavored kinds and put a Jolly Rancher in their mouth and get the flavor that way. If there's a will, there's a way. I just want to see the prices of things. Yeah, straight like Copenhagen long cut. If you get one little bit of that in your system, or if it goes down your throat, you're throwing up, and it's so gross. I did that stuff when I first started chewing tobacco, and like when I was like 21, 22, and I thought I was such a cowboy, and it's awful. Then I switched to the Camel Snus. There's a difference. There's the snus and then the snus. In the snus you don't have to spit, but the snus is like I think it's like sniffing powder. It's like pure ground up, some hardcore shit. Okay, let's see what the price of if you can still order it on the store here. don't care about the rewards. I want to buy cans. Sport products. And it's funny to me too. Like, so it's banned. The flavored was banned for sale in California, but you can still order it online. It's like, oh, wait, what? So I can have it shipped to my house. Save me a trip. The tax doesn't say local. Here's a question for you guys. So I do event photography and videography, and in part of my contracts, it says that if they use my images for like emails or posts on social media, that they're required to tag me, and if not, it's $5 per photo per post, right? And in the last 2 days, I've gotten emails from them where they've used a whole bunch of my photos in the email newsletter, but they couldn't be bothered to tag me. Do you think I should send them an invoice for the image uses? I mean, I would like to work with them again this year, so I'm kind of like, oh, am I going to be looked like a, or am I going to be portrayed as an asshole? But at the end of the day, too, it's just business. And they signed the contract. I don't know why they're not doing it. They, it's not that hard to tag the people. It's tagging a photographer goes a long way for them. Even if I mean, it's simple. It takes half a second to just boop out flying 90. Uh-oh. Sounds like my headphones are dying. Right? Did the work. Should I contact them or just... It's too late, I think. And then it's like, oh, we'll just go add the tag. And this is the way I see it. This is the way I look at it, right? Imagine... Let's just use a post on Instagram as the example here. Okay. So this is going to be... This is the train station, right? This is the train station. This is Instagram. This is where everyone's hanging out, right? And then, boop, your post is the train. And it's entered the station, and everyone's like, and it says, like, we're going south, 101 south, 9:30 train. And that's it. That's the information. That's like the text part that they put as the caption for the gram, right? So everyone reads that, and they know, okay, I want to get on this train. Like it, boom. So this is still everywhere everyone is, right? And then everyone that's liked it gets on the train, more or less. And the train starts moving and leaves the station, right? So the train's already going down the algorithm, leaving everything. And then it's like, well, if you go back and add to the tag the people in the caption after it's already left the freaking station, it's already down the feed. People are already going to be missing it. It's not going to show up in their feed anymore. The good majority of people have already seen the post and read the text and didn't see the name, so it's really just a lost cause, and it's kind of like a petty kind of like, oh, we're sorry we couldn't tag you initially, but 3 hours later we can tag you. It's just, it's unprofessional and bullshit, in my opinion. And again, my opinion. It's like, just do the right thing. Do the right thing the first time instead of having to have us come after you. And they're still sitting on another unpaid invoice too, from some separate footage that they needed. And it's like, if they could have paid that invoice, I wouldn't have to be fundraising here for ultra marathon entry fee money, Maybe they're just testing me to see if I'll call them out on it too, Gosh, did you guys see the American Airlines plane crash? What am I sitting in? This is a shipping container Connex. This is where we store all of our SCBA stuff. And we primarily worked out of this. We have like storage bays for all of the packs, and all the masks are up there. And then on this side of the container are all the masks and what have you. But like I was saying, they've outsourced my job to Pennsylvania, so not really too much goes on here in the container anymore, besides just like masks, a few masks here and there. It's kind of sad. It's really sad to have lost my job, or that part of my job. I really enjoyed it. Did it for 10 years, 10, 11 years. You think it'd be easy to find another SCBA technician job too, but that's not really. I mean, it's not like we don't have firefighters here in California, right? I'm pretty sure my girlfriend's not watching this, but it's funny right now. I ordered her some stuff for Valentine's Day, and I just remembered it last night. I was like, oh shit, I haven't gotten like a shipping notification for that at all. And now the company has sent me another ad, and it's like, stop sending me ads and send me my freaking shit, dude. We're getting close to Valentine's Day. Gang, what are we gonna do? We're at 1,911 subscribers now. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. As of January 25th of this year, we're at 674 public watch hours out of the 3,000 we need. And we're at 105,000 public short views out of the 3 million. We're getting there. We are getting there. But it's a marathon, right? I mean, I'm curious to see if I was able to monetize my channel, how much money I'd actually be making, or how much money you make at that 3,000 hour mark. What even happened to that plane? How did that plane even crash? I didn't really see it on the. I mean, I saw it on the news, but I didn't really tune into like what actually happened. American Airlines crash. Is still alive? Whoa! So plane crashed with a helicopter. A military helicopter out of all of them. What what plane did Sully land? I mean, not I don't care what plane. What river did Sully land in? Was that the Potomac? Gosh. That's just so awful, man. That's sad. That's awful. Let's see really what river did Sully land in? Oh, the Hudson. The Hudson River. Okay. New York. That's a little different. Gosh, you guys remember when that happened? That was legendary. Woo, it's cold. I've been on such a Tool kick lately. I wish I could share the tunes that I'm listening to over the stream because I think you guys would enjoy them too. Dang, that's awful. Is it beanie? Is it time to put the beanie on? It might be. Gosh, damn. Okay. Okay. I just got a notification saying that he just saw the invoice. So maybe he'll pay it. That'd be cool. Yeah, Tool the band. Hey, yeah, dudes! We just got paid! We just got paid! Heck yeah, that makes me stoked. Thinking over analyzing of the mind. Stoked. It's just stuff like that, dude. Hey, I'll let you borrow $50 if you buy $60 worth of merch in the store, dude. I bet. I can't remember if it was, is it Tool or a Perfect Circle? Look up the names really quick just so I'm not butchering them. What's it? Okay, so I can't remember if it's in Tool or a Perfect Circle, but Menard, he like, instead of being like in the front for singing, he's over in the corner, and he lets the like guitar player and the drummer and bass player like have the front of the stage. And he's over there kind of just. At least this is in the video or the live show that I saw, and he was just over in the corner. It was all dark for him, and I was like, "Dang, that's interesting. That's an interesting little take on the position of people in the live show, you know." Thank you so much, brother. Sir. Just saw the Vin. A quick little thank you. Marcos! Hello, amigo! Sorry, it's assuming you speak Spanish. I like speaking Spanish as much as I can. That's weird. Someone calling me? Just for your records. With the Tool. That's a good band. You know, like I'm trying to. Brazil's cool, right? Nice, dude. What's your thoughts on the Foo Fighters and Dave Grohl with his whole like adultery and the other child and stuff? I saw one video that talked about how he timed that announcement perfectly. With everything else going on in the world, he's like, all right, I'm just going to get my part over with. And then it just kind of just, whoosh, it just kind of slipped in. And people just kind of went, whoop, completely forgot about it. But I don't know. I can't really. Does it really affect me that much? I don't know. And it's like, come on, Dave, man, I thought you were such a great guy and you're cheating on your wife. Ah, Dave. And then I looked up the lyrics to. Is it All My Life? Is All My Life about going down on the ladies? All my life I've been searching for something. Something never comes, never leads to nothing. Something getting close to the prize at the end of the row. Oh, my. You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that the song about going down on his lady? But yeah, that's I just yeah, I totally agree. I completely agree. Oh, gosh, man, Taylor's passing is just. You know, I'm happy that the Foo Fighters and Linkin Park can still like perform and still carry on the legacy of those two people, right? But at the same time, too, it's just not the same. My hip is so tight today. Been trying to stretch it out, but it's just not the same. And it's sad. It's like look at Blink-182 for example. You know when them dudes broke up, Plus 44 had its own sound. Boxcar Racer had its own sound. Angels and Airwaves definitely had its own sound. And it's just, but then the three of them together is what makes Blink Blink, right? And is System of a Down? How are they going to be without Surge? You know, is it going to be just Scars on Broadway playing System of a Down songs? We'll find out, right? I heard if we're talking about music here, Coheed and Cambria, they also are having a little bit of a lineup change up, right? Claudio. What's your thoughts on them? I mean, I feel like, is it true what they said about the lead singer of Linkin Park now being in Scientology? Because that's what kills it for me. So, I mean, I'm not a fan of Scientology. It's a giant cult, in my opinion. So hearing that, I was like, oh, that kind of ruined it for me. But I think they could have picked a better. No one will ever replace Chester, but they could have picked a better fill-in. Mm-hmm. Hey, Fred. Did you watch the? I wish I could have gone to that. The performance at the Hollywood Bowl, where they did it in memory of Chester. I think M. Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold. I think he could have fit in perfect. What's his name? Aaron. What band is that? I'm drawing a blank. But there's a video on YouTube where he shows up and he sings along in Faint. Aaron Carlisle? Does that name ring a bell? Carlissi? No, Aaron. What's that guy's name? Faint with Linkin Park. Faint. Austin Carlisle. That's who it is. I think Austin Carlisle could have been a great fill-in too for Chester. Bills to pay. M Shadows, man, that guy. Who doesn't love a good Avenged Sevenfold? I can't play this because it'll get copywritten, but be ignored. It's funny. Avenged Sevenfold is why I started getting. Not why I started getting tattoos, but I just saw them in the music videos like being heavily tattooed, and I'm like, well, obviously these guys are making money. They're having a career. They're not just heavily tattooed losers. So it's just like, you know, I could get tattoos. I could have tattoos that show, and you know, fast forward 21 years, and now I have tattoos on my freaking knuckles. You know, right? But I'm not covered in tattoos, but I got a few visible tattoos. But I appreciate talking music with you guys. Another really big band I'm a huge fan of is AFI. And I guess where this conversation is going is looking at like a band like AFI and a band like 30 Seconds to Mars. And it's like, what's going on here? Davey Havok is still crushing it. Tom Petty passed. Ooh, okay, I feel that. So I'm assuming here you must be a little bit older than I am. I'm 34, right? So I don't remember when Tom Petty passed away. Let's see here. When did Tom Petty pass away? Oh wait, what? Hold on, sorry, I apologize. I was definitely alive in 2017. Gosh, accidental drug overdose. What? That's wild. Golly. '66. Holy moly! Wow. Oof. Okay, I'm just kind of I'm just speaking out loud here, right? Like, I feel like this is kind of a little bit what happened with Tom DeLonge. So it looks like Tom Petty got hurt, but he insisted on keeping his commitment to tour, right, with this fractured hip. And as he did it, it worsened to a more serious injury. Right? So he's in a lot of pain, but he's still trying to keep up the performance and all that. And I gotta say, it has to be a lot to go on stage like that and perform and just everything. Like, that's gotta be a whew. So he overdosed, and they found fentanyl, oxycodone, acetylene, acetylene, a lot of fentanyl and opioids and basically all the worst stuff, right? So it sounds like he got kind of like addicted to that, right? Or his tolerance was up so high, so he had to take more to, feel it. And if you're a big fan of Blink, Tom DeLonge also got addicted to painkillers and stuff, and that's what is that what caused their breakup before Neighborhoods? I think so. And then they came back for Neighborhoods, and then Tom was still the same, and so they broke up again. And he was having serious back issues, and he got addicted to opiates. It's just sad. We were talking about AFI and 30 Seconds to Mars, right? Oof, right? It sucks that I live in Lompoc, and I live like 30-40 minutes away from Neverland Ranch, like the entrance to it. And I remember when he passed away, like the whole road was just lined with cars. Those big like TV trucks with the antennas and stuff. Everyone, everyone there was like waiting for him. They didn't believe he died, and so they were waiting for him to come by and be like, "Hey." Oh, obviously it didn't happen, but yeah, that sucks, man. He just wanted to sleep, right? All he wanted was a good night's sleep, and they just loaded him up full of whatever, and that was it. And these last few nights I've had like really terrible sleep, so I kind of relate to that. Like, man, I just want to get one good night's sleep. Is there just something I can take to knock me out for 8 hours where I feel rested and rejuvenated? Yo, what's up, dude? You made it. Welcome to the stream. I made a shirt just for you. I know you asked about donating. Uh, you wanted to donate to the funds, and I was like, well, what can I do instead? And so I made a special shirt for to raise money for the ultra marathon entry fee, and it does ship internationally. I made worldwide. I made sure I made sure Bonfire can ship worldwide. Right? Yeah. Yep. I remember that. It's crazy. Crazy. So it's interesting enough, actually. So Michael Jackson used to live in our area code more or less, right? And he liked to come into our town specifically for the fireworks show because the firefighters used to put it on themselves instead of it being all like a computer controlled show. The firefighters would actually light the different fireworks. And he liked it. He said it had more of a personal touch to the show. Gosh, I need to go blow my nose really quick. I'll be right back. And we're back. We are back. I appreciate you guys being active in the live chat. It keeps the stream a little bit more interesting than me just rambling on about this kind of whatever comes to my mind, you know. 10:51 right now, my time. We got another hour and 9 minutes until today's video comes out. It's a good one. It's a good one, yeah. I mean, all the videos are good ones, right? Worked for a bit, got some stuff organized, and then, I said I wasn't gonna run. Yesterday I was feeling so weird, and 2 nights ago I took like a sleep pill to try to help. Like again, I just want to sleep, so I took a sleep pill, and it didn't kick in at all that night. But then yesterday during the day I felt like it was kicking in hardcore around like lunchtime, and so I went home and I was starting to feel really dizzy and just like tingly and numb and that kind of stuff, and then laid down and passed out for like 4 hours and woke up still feeling really weird. And Charlie kept biting me and he's like, come on, let's go for a run. I'm like, all right. So I took him for a quick little 2-mile run and started to feel a little better, but not. That makes sense. And today I woke up feeling just really congested and just ugh. And Jason just asked, what's your top 3 favorite movies? Oof, this is gonna surprise you. But when my favorite time to watch movies is when, and I'm a little silly because people are like, wait a second, you go off grid and you bring your iPad to watch movies? Hey, yeah, I like going. It's fun to me to be in my rooftop tent and have my iPad put up and watch movies. Top 3 favorite movies though. It's gonna surprise you. Cars, Disney Cars, the first one. Baby Mama with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. And the third favorite movie? I don't know. I mean, if I had to base it on just being able to quote it off the top of my head at any given second alone, it would be the first Fast and the Furious. But I'm not gonna put that movie on as I would Baby Mama or Cars. The last year in 2024, we were at the ultra marathon I'm participating in. You can camp there, right? You can camp from Wednesday to Sunday. And last year I only did the 30 mile, so I still camped for the entire time, but the race is only on Saturday. And so this year I'm doing the 100-mile race, so that goes from Wednesday to Sunday. But anyways, what I'm getting at is we were chilling, and I only had Cars and Baby Mama downloaded on my iPad because there isn't any cell service out there. And so we finished Baby Mama, and we're like, well, what do you want to watch now? This was like 2 in the afternoon. I'm like, well, you want to watch Baby Mama again? Like, yeah, I guess. And just watched it 2 times in a row. So it's just funny. I don't know what it is about that movie, but I can watch it kind of any time of the day. I don't watch a lot of shows or like current shows. Honestly, lately, if my TV's on to have something playing in the background, it's either Modern Family or still just The Office. But lately, it's been a lot of just Modern Family. Captain Jack Sparrow, why is the coffee always gone? Do you guys still listen to Stained? I like their music a lot, but I kind of think Aaron Lewis is a little bit of a douchebag. And it was ever since he saw that other rocker in the airport, he's like, "Never forget your roots, brother." And it's like, dude, you were a rocker first, and now you want to be a country guy? Take a look in the mirror and tell me who's forgotten their roots. But I still like I still like the music. How old are you? Now I'm starting to think that you aren't that much older than me. Most of my favorite music's from Europe. Okay. Europe the country or Europe the band? It's the final countdown. Right? I'm assuming that's the keyboard part. But bands from Europe. We could talk about that. Fishing World, you're back. What's up, dude? Europe. Okay. This is gonna show you how well my geography lessons were in school. Led Zeppelin? That's a band from Europe, right? Black Sabbath? The Beatles, of course. My girlfriend loves a lot of music from the UK, which is in Europe. Question mark, right? I'm in California. Beautiful central coast of California. The only state that a study came out in 1994 by a doctor that this is the only state that knows how to party. 94? 96? Oh, I didn't see that one. So 41, you're not that much older than me. What else? Turbo Negro, they're from Norway though. That's not the Europe. $37. Nice. Welcome to the club, dude. Guar? Where's Guar from? I think Guar's from America. GWR. Have you guys ever heard Guar? I'd recommend checking them out. Yep. Oh, they're in Virginia. Maybe Jason, you know Guar personally. Him's from Europe, right? Finnish. So that's not Europe, if I'm correct. Yeah, Helsinki, Norway, right? Or Finland. Okay, we're striking out here. Who else is from Europe? Is Blue Monday? Ramstein. Of course we know Ramstein. I think New Order's from over there too. Southwood, England. The Cure? They're from over there, right? Yeah, The Cure. Okay. Ooh, I've been listening to a lot of Depeche Mode too. Reach out and touch fast. As you guys know, 2 days ago's live stream, we emailed Offfield, and they just sent us another email ad. Beast in Black. Okay, we can look them up. Do you have a song you'd recommend? Jesus. Right out of the way. I'm a super fan of their outfits. Blind and Frozen. Let's see their first song. Dave Matthews Band. Interesting. Okay. Ooh, Beast in Black is fun. I feel like running right now. Have you seen the videos where they're like, people are running in place? I don't know how they do that. They just like bounce on one leg and they're like, oh. I don't know anyone that runs like that, to be honest. How do they do it? It's interesting. This guy is, at least the song Blind and Frozen, it kind of sounds like a girl singing. Let's see that song you recommended here. What's the band? Windrow, I think is what it's called. And they talk about being dwarves. Or I'm listening to the song you recommended here. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you always. As always, thanks for leaving comments on the vlogs. Ghost is the band where there's a video right now where they just, like they were dueling, right? I'm just a... Yeah. I've seen Ghost pop up on my YouTube. So what's the song where it's like I am a dwarf? Diggy, yeah, Wind Rose. Yeah, Diggy Hole. I don't know where they're from or not, like specifically, but we do have a there's a town right by me called Solving, right? And it's a Danish town. And this music just makes me think of being in that town. I wish I could play this music over so you guys could all hear it too, and it'd be so much more enjoyable. Dwarf and I'm digging a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole. I'm a dwarf and I'm digging a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole. They have another one too that's really just powerful and uplifting. Is it? Oh, mine. This is probably what the dwarves used to listen to before Snow White showed up and changed them all, right? Wind Rose is from Italy. Right? Now you want to go just jam out to tunes, dude? Working on nothing for the mile tunnels and the iron scraps steady to our home. I like that iTunes or Apple Music, whatever, will give you the lyrics. And I'm sure Spotify does it too, but I'm an Apple Music subscriber. Yeah, we've been streaming for 90 minutes here. I think we'll go for another half hour so we hit the 2-hour mark. But we're at 1,912 subscribers. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. We only need, what, 88 more to go until we hit 2,000? I've also been listening to a lot of Creed lately. I love them. They've got good songs, dude. Creed and Nickelback. There's two types of people. There's Creed and Nickelback fans, and then there's liars. And it's sad how there's just such a cool stigma between hating behind hating on a band. Emotion. Golly. Like 2 weeks ago, I started getting really sick. And I've started been feeling better. I just woke up so dang congested this morning. It's awful. It's annoying as heck too when just like one of your noses is all plugged up and the other one's just breathing free. Whew. Too bad my iPad's in a case right now, or else I could flip around the camera and show you guys what I'm looking at. This is my view out my window, or my desk. Wait a second. Hold on. What? Marilyn Manson got firing everyone? Can we look this up? Marilyn. One. Let's look this up. That's that's funny. I just saw that 6 days ago he won't be charged after the sexual assault investigation. That's wild. I didn't even know that that was happening until it happened. If that makes sense. Like, until all of this news came out that he wasn't going to be charged, I just didn't even know that he was going to be charged. Whoa, Marilyn Manson is 56 now? Dang. Brian Hugh Warner. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Just look up how many band members have been in that band. What other bands are like that? Where it's like, oh, haven't you been in that band before? It's like, yeah. I feel like the band Suicidal Tendencies is like that too. And you look up who's been in that band, and it's been so many people. I just recently, and the reason why I did that too is because there was a flyer going around recently that's like the OG members of ST are going to be performing, and I was like, what? Why isn't Mike on the list? And so I looked it up, and these people were in the band at one point in time, but they're not the OG members. Gosh. A lot of lawsuits. Should we just read through those lawsuits really quick? So in 1996, former basic Gidget Geen negotiated a settlement with Manson where he would receive $17,500 and 20% of any royalties paid for recordings and for any songs he had a hand in writing, and his share of any other royalties or fees the group earned while he was a member, and he could market himself as a former member of Marilyn Manson. The settlement was not honored. Then former guitarist and founding member Scott Kuteski, aka Daisy Berkowitz, that's an interesting thing, filed a $15 million lawsuit against the singer in the band in 1998.
Berkowitz claimed thousands of dollars in royalties, publishing rights, and performance fees, and then filed a malpractice suit against Kodaco. But by October of that year, the suit had been settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. November 30th, 1998, a few days after the band accumulated a total of more than $25,000 in backstage and hotel room damages during the New York stop of their Mechanical Animals tour, Craig Marks filed a $24 million lawsuit against Manson and his bodyguards. On February 19th of 1999, Manson countersued Marks for libel, slander, and defamation, seeking $40 million. So in 2000, Manson was charged with sexual misconduct against another security officer, Joshua Kiesler, during a concert in Michigan. Golly. What the heck? This one in 2002. Jennifer Syme. She accused Manson of providing her adult daughter, Jennifer Syme, with cocaine and instructing her to drive while under the influence. After attending a party at Manson's house, she was given a lift home. Manson claimed she was taken home by a designated driver. After she got home, she got behind the wheel of her own vehicle and was killed when she crashed into 3 parked cars. Manson is reported to have said that there was no alcohol or other drugs at the party. St. John's lawyer disputed this claim. And then in 2007, former band member Stephen Beer filed a lawsuit against Manson for unpaid partnership proceeds, seeking $20 million in back pay. And in December of 2007, Manson countersued, claiming that Beer failed to fulfill his duties as a band member to play for recordings and promote the band. Golly. And that's not. And then now in Wikipedia, there's this own tab for controversies. Golly. Could you, like, and again, that's like, kind of maybe what we were talking about before with these, like, like Tom Petty and different people that get addicted to drugs. Or, like, so addicted that, the energy and the feeling and that high that you get from being on stage and performing, like, where does that go when you get off stage and you're done performing, you go backstage and you're done, and then if you don't get that every single night, that's got to be pretty mentally taxing, right? Like you'll be constantly searching for that high, and then so you're going to be turning to other substances when you're not performing and doing that stuff. So then, yeah, like you're saying, like he comes on stage just super fucked up. It's like, well, I was super fucked up when I was making this album, so obviously I can perform super fucked up. And then he ruins it for the fans. Everyone that paid money comes there, breaks his leg, can hardly perform for 20 minutes. And it's like, well, wait a second. Like, I paid to be here. Like, you're as a fan, you're paying these people's salaries and you're providing them a livelihood through your fanism, right? For lack of a better word. And they forget that when they come on stage, that's part of their job duties. Like they're part of their job description and is to perform. And like everyone has bad days. At the end of the day, everyone's people and people have people issues, right? But their job is to perform, and the service they're providing to you is entertainment. And it's like that would make me not want to be a fan anymore. I met an artist one time. I got invited to film a music video, right? behind the scenes, and I really, really like this artist. I was a huge fan for tons of years, like at least 10 years, and I was really excited. And I met this individual, and they were so full of themselves and couldn't give anyone the time of day. Like I just wanted to thank him. I'm trying to spoil it, but it was a guy, obviously. And I just wanted to, after the shoot was over, I just wanted to thank him. And you know, he couldn't give me the time of day. The guy was only giving the time of day to women or girls that he thought were hot. And I was like, wow, okay, I see your true character. And ever since then, I haven't been able to listen to any of his music. I couldn't care less. And I'm, you know, like, oh wow, one person, woo, he got him, Max, you know. But it's like they always say like never meet your idols and stuff like that, and I guess there kind of could be a little truth behind that. Dang, big CKY fan, right? And they just came on the radio. Let me think. Have you guys met any celebrities that you've thought have been like awesome, and in real life they either sucked, or in real life they either also have been awesome? I have a pretty good luck meeting celebrities and kind of like randomly running into them. I remember a few years ago, I was walking around in Santa Barbara up on State Street, and I was going this way, and this other guy was going this way, and I look over, and it was this kind of like little guy, and I remember mouthing like David Spade, and he just gave me this look like yep, and he kept on walking, and his publicist was in front of him like 4 or 5 steps, and then his bodyguard was back there, like, so kind of giving him this like normalcy, but also it was David freaking Spade, and I was like, what, dude? And, you know, sometimes when you meet celebrities, they're either going to be in a really great mood or a really bad mood, and especially around here too, it's kind of funny. Living in like the San Ynez Valley or close to Santa Barbara, people want to act like they're just as good as celebrities, and they're like, oh yeah, whatever. Like they don't want to give them the time of day, and I'm sure they appreciate that people aren't constantly losing their marbles over seeing them. But also too, just like we were saying with bands, it's like we're the people that made them famous. You wouldn't be famous without me or us. And so if like I want a photo or an autograph, like, I mean, come on, I think we should be allowed that. I mean, with respect, of course, right? Like if they're eating or family and stuff like that, yeah, leave them the fuck alone. But yeah, I saw David Spade. I was at the lake a few years ago, and I ran into Chuck Liddell. That was super cool. He ended up being a really awesome guy. That was my second time meeting him. Both times, super cool guy. I know he has has had a little bit of drug issues, but meeting him was really cool. He couldn't have been friendlier if he wanted to. Got an awesome photo with him. Actually, I think I have the photo of that. I think I have it on my phone. Insecurities and the best of you. I think that was in March of 2022. We're getting there. We're getting there. We'll find it. Boom. Here it is. Chuck Liddell. Super cool guy. Who else have I met? Lance Armstrong, super cool guy. Gavin Rosdale, nice, nice. He was married to Gwen Stefani, right? Before they got divorced. Who's the diamond? UFC. I wouldn't mind going to a UFC fight. I think that'd be fun. Ooh, nice. It'd be fun to go. I'd want to go though when I knew the people fighting, right? I wouldn't want to just go for any fight. Wasn't it? What fight? I think it might have been the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight. I get Jake and Logan mixed up, but it was the female fight before that title fight, right? Those girls fight. That was a good fight between those two ladies. It'd be cool to meet Nate Diaz. You're right. I wonder, like, you know, like those professional fighters, they probably always get like more or less pressed by people like me and you, right? That think that they could take them on, right? But I know I could not. I know I could not fight them or even hold a candle up to them, right? So I have absolutely no desire to go up to them and be like, "Oh, what up, bro?" Like stuff like that. No, right? Like I want to be like, "Oh shit, you're Nate fucking Diaz." Like what an honor it is to meet you. I feel like they would have a better reaction or response to that kind of meet and greet, right? Like duh. But it must be weird for dudes of that stature to see other grown men just totally fanboy over them, right? Yeah, that girl, her face was all like cut up, right? That was a gnarly fight. For me, when there was UFC and WEC, right? Was it WEC back in the day? But do you guys remember Uriah Faber? I was a pretty big fan of him. He was crushing it when he first kind of came out. And he's from Ventura, which is like an hour or so south of me. And he was sponsored by No Fear at the time. And there was a No Fear store. And he would go in there all the time and get stuff. And his family lived there and stuff. I wonder what happened to him. He kind of had like one or two bad fights, right? And then just kind of more or less fell off the face of the earth, or at least out of the fight scene. Maybe he gets into coaching now or training. Yeah, I wonder what happened to him. Who else? He was a fun one to fight. George St. Pierre. He was a big name, right? I remember. Nate Diaz, of course. Oh, he's a coach now. Nice. That's good. You know, I always wonder about professional athletes when they retire. Like, what do you do? Are you able to just live off your royalties or brand deals, or do you have to get into coaching and stuff like that? I think of that for a lot of the guys that ride in the Tour de France that aren't the GCs or the Grand Contenders, you know, like the supporting guys. Like, what happens to them after they retire out of the sport? You know, there's not really too much money in professional cycling if you're not the freaking winning dude, right? The yellow jersey. So do they get into coaching? Conor McGregor? I recently just saw about Conor McGregor's like cocaine deals or cocaine issue, and how he's like hanging out with the biggest Irish drug lords or something like that. I was trying to make sense of what the video was saying, but he's basically getting like free coke or something like that. And you know, that doesn't surprise me, seeing how he acts during like the interviews. So do you think if one of the Paul brothers wanted to fight McGregor will take him up on that offer then, and one of the Paul brothers will beat McGregor? Could you imagine? That'd be crazy. What was the outcome of the fight between Logan, or Jake, and Mike Tyson? What was what? Yeah, of course it's rigged. It's all about the money, right? The one. What was the outcome of that fight? Was it non-contested or a tie? If it were rigged or not, you wouldn't think they would want Mike Tyson to have a defeat on his record, right? Like Mike probably wouldn't want that, regardless of how much money they were getting paid. I feel like the Oh, Jake won. Interesting. Wild. That was a fight. Oh, that's all I can say about that. I remember the Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor fight too, and I thought that was rigged and just kind of a waste of everyone's time and money. Maybe since I just said that out loud, maybe that was the beginning of the downfall of these kind of like exhibition type fights. You know, having a boxer versus a UFC fighter, or having a YouTuber versus, honestly, Oak Ridge taxidermy. I would take a loss for $1 million. At this point where I am right now in life, if you want to offer me $100,000, I'll take a loss on my record. But I feel like when the McGregor Mayweather fight happened, maybe that's kind of the beginning of the whole like mockery of all of this. Like, yeah, it's cool seeing a boxer fight a UFC fighter, but let them fight. Like actually let them fight, not just rig it up for money. And when they start talking about like the purses and I'm gonna make this much off this fight and win or lose, like it's it's about the money. And as a fan, I want to see Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather just go at it, absolutely, like just without someone getting in and be like, oh no, you can't do that or this and that. Like, let's let them fight. You think back in the Roman gladiator era, they had referees, right? $100 million on a freaking fight. Again, when is enough going to be enough? Sad. Oak Ridge taxidermy. I do have a question. Have you seen, or do you know who? Oh gosh darn it! Why am I drawing a blank right now? Gosh darn it! I have to look it up. Hold on a second. Yeah, do you know who Czech Testa is? Is that a bear? Nope. Czech Testa. Gosh, 13 years ago. That was peak YouTube. Look up official Ojai Valley taxidermy TV commercial. I think I don't know for sure or not, but I think Good Mythical Morning helped or had a part in this video because they recently showed Good Mythical Morning showed something and a clip from this video popped up, right? So I'm curious if Rhett and Link helped out with this. But I feel like you should have a good commercial for your taxidermy. What is it? Can you tell us a little bit more about taxidermy and like what your role is in that and what you do? There's a part of me that wanted to get Higgins taxidermied when he passes away and just have a nice little permanent Higgins statue. But then some people were like, "That's weird, dude." So like, he's my best friend. I love that guy. I want to keep him around forever. I don't know if you guys are a fan of Deadmau5 or not, but I recently saw he had his cat Meowingtons that passed away. He got the skeleton taxidermied. What ND is that? What ND is that? Maryland? MO is Montana, right? Maryland. Damn, we got a lot of East Coasters watching today's stream. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Haven't been to Maryland. But you guys, so you East Coast people that live in, Jason, you said you lived in Virginia and taxidermy or in Maryland. What's it like being over there where like the history is? You know, like where kind of like where America got started. Again, like thinking about the East Coast, you know, like the Delaware and George Washington and all that stuff, and it'd be really cool to go over to that part of the country and just see like old American history. Go to George Washington's house, just all that stuff. But I think George Washington, he must be in New Hampshire, right? Because Mount Washington. But I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of history over there that we're kind of missing out on by not seeing it. Yeah. When you say dope, do you mean like marijuana or like opiates and pills and stuff like that? Is there one specific harbor in Boston that you could go and do the Boston Tea Party experience, or can you just do that in any harbor? I feel like they could definitely turn that into a giant tourist trap. In any place where you could see water, you could be like, here, for $3, you could throw some bags of tea into the water. Like, oh yeah, hell yeah! Heroin, yikes. What's the drug that people take and they... my hip keeps locking up. When they take it and they kind of just stand there like this, they're just totally nodded out, and they're just standing on it. And I think they give them... Again, I don't really know too much. I don't have too much knowledge with this kind of stuff, but they give them the Narcan. Is Narcan for that, or is Narcan for opiates? And when they're ODing, when they OD, they can just give them the Narcan and it brings them right back, something like that. What do I do for work? Well, since we're here where the stream is, I am currently working at a fire academy. I'm an SCBA technician for a fire academy, and I've done that for the last 13 years. Gosh, that's kind of what they're saying about how like San Francisco is now, and like downtown LA, you can just see syringes everywhere. Seattle, Portland, pretty much any major city, right? But thankfully where I live, like you'd have to really go looking for it. Like where I am, I'm up here, right? And then, yeah, no! Today's been straight shit. Hope your day's going better than mine. You know, my day's going better than yesterday. I can't attest to that, but I hope your day does get better as well. I appreciate you tuning in. You know, there's an alternative kind of, I don't really know what genre to put like screamo in, but there's this song that says, if you can still see the ground, if you can look down and still see the ground, you haven't totally hit rock bottom. And I appreciate that kind of message through a song. But yeah, here where I am, like, there's a river that separates, like, I don't live in city limits, I live outside of city limits in an unincorporated area, so we have to cross a bridge to get into town, and that's where all of like our homeless mostly live, is under the bridge and along the riverbanks. So if you went down there, I'm sure you could definitely find a lot of needles and just bad stuff that you don't want to find, right? But as far as just walking around on our main streets and stuff, you won't really see that here. You'll definitely see a lot of homeless just kind of milling around, but not too bad, thankfully. I'm not really too sure what drugs are like really popular here either. If you were to ask, you know, like people, they would say, oh, there's 1 million dispensaries here, but we don't really have 1 million. Contrary to popular belief, we don't have 1 million dispensaries here. There's like 4 or 5. We do have a lot of smoke shops though. It seems like every block has a store that sells pipes and bongs and cigarettes and stuff. There's so many. I think people are confusing that with dispensaries. You know, they don't sell drugs. They don't sell weed at the head shops. They just sell the stuff to make those products work. I'm currently in a SCBA shipping container. We were talking about it a little bit ago. I used to be the full-time SCBA tech here at a fire academy, and so they gave us all these shipping containers to work out of, and we would store all of our packs and supplies. Like over there, those were all the different bays where we stored the SCBA packs, and then the masks, the spare masks, are all up there. All the parts and tools and everything are over here. Different workbenches. I'm standing I'm standing in front of my workbench. So it's hanging out in a shipping container. People turn these into tiny homes, right? Baltimore, interesting. My parents went there one time when I was in the womb, just a baby being made, right? There used to be things called musters. What's a flowback technician? That sounds like a cool job. Are they hiring? Because I am definitely looking for other opportunities out there. Last year, actually in December, I met this guy who serviced our air compressor, and I was like, "Hey man, what's up, dude? Like, how do you get this job?" And he's like, "Well, it's the company my dad and I started, and he's going to be retiring soon, and we're kind of really looking for more help." And I was like, "Oh heck yeah!" So I gave him one of my business cards, and then a few days went by, and I was like, "Well, that's not good enough." So then I found his email address on the receipt that he left for us, and I just sent him my resume and directly emailed him. I was like, "Hey, just following up with meeting you. It was really nice." And well, here we are, January 30th, and I still haven't heard anything back. Frack. Oh, interesting. Is that onshore or offshore? Pick up enduring energy. The LLC? This one? Am I in the right area? Holy smokes. Grid scale. Sheesh. Is this you? Is this who's watching? That'd be cool. The CEO from the company is just watching the channel. Yeah, company track learning locations and run them. Dude, I could totally do this job. Where do I sign up today? Careers? Do you get a discount on batteries so you can do this stuff for your house? I'd love to have battery backup at home. We have solar panels on. Ooh, brother, can you put in a good word for me? Like, hey guys, I got this YouTuber who I started watching his live stream, and he's an SCBA technician, and he would be great to work for us. Did you say what side did you say you work on? Western America. So you handle the West Coast, basically? Yeah, I'd love that job. And so, like, the job that I tried to apply for the air compressors is he just travels up between King City and Oxnard, has his own service truck just servicing compressors all day. I'm like, dude, I could totally do that. I love that job. I had so much fun working on the farm, just changing oil every day on the tractors and all the filters, and just like their winter maintenance. I love that job. I had so much fun out there. So something like that I could definitely do too. Interesting you say that, because about the cleaning out septic tanks. There's a YouTuber who cleans septic tanks, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put it in the crud buster," and then he gets it all stirred up in the septic tank, and then he's like, "Smells like," or what did he say? "Smells like money." Like that's the same thing in all of his videos. He looks like he really enjoys it, but I cannot handle the smell of shit. Just the thought of it is oh. Even when I pick up the dog poop from my dog, I'm just like, I gotta make sure that the poop bag is gonna be downwind from my nose, because if I'm downwind from it and it just gets me, it's like, oh, you can almost taste it, you know. But of course you gotta pick up your poo. Dog poo, that is. Yeah, everyone watching, if you guys feel like being generous or donating, the link up, the pinned comment, I made a special shirt to help raise money for an ultra marathon that I want to do in May. So if you want to support the channel, support me, I have a shirt up there just for that. It's pretty neat. With that being said, I think I have to go to the bathroom as well. On the conversation about going to the bathroom. BRB. And we're back. We are back. Once you dig up that lip and pull it off, is that the? Are you talking about like the lid to the septic tank, or like the crust level inside the septic tank? And once you bust that crust level, then the scent just gets out. Either way, I'm sure it's probably really gross. Is there like a mask you could wear to not smell it, right? I don't know. I mean, you probably have to wear like a supplied air respirator, right? Like even a charcoal filter might not totally get out all of the poop particles in the air. And that's one of the things I think about is like this came out of someone's butt. Like the scent that's in your nose was just in someone's butt. See, I don't know if I could do it without a respirator. And I'm sure if you think about it, like I don't want to be sounding like I'm an EPA or hippy dippy guy, but there has to be something long term, that some kind of exposure that you're gonna get something from that. Like you're not supposed to be smelling shit all day, right? 8 hours a day for the rest of your life. You lasted 2 months. Dang, it's hardcore. DM to on LinkedIn. Oh, okay, I appreciate that. You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I, in a few previous streams, I don't know if you tuned in or not, but in a few previous streams, we've been cold emailing companies to sponsor us for running, and my hip. One of them was Factor, and Factor had their only email or customer number that they gave us was just for their customer support. So I went on LinkedIn and I started looking up like all of their executives and stuff. And so when I called them, the lady was super rude. And she's like, no, we don't sponsor anyone, which is a total lie, because if you look at Sam Reed's channel, he's sponsored by Factor. But I'm not jealous or anything, I'm just pointing that out. And so when she said that, I was like, well, can I speak to so-and-so, whoever the CEO is? And she's like, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm like, they're the CEO. And they're like, she's like, well, they gave me your number to call. So she finally just hung up on me. Didn't even give me the opportunity to fill out the whatchamacallit. They told me before that they answered the phone that I would be getting a customer survey questionnaire at the end of it. So I was stoked that I was like, yeah, I'll get a survey and let them know how rude this lady was. Nope, she hung up the phone on me. She hung up on me and couldn't let me. Wouldn't even give me the opportunity to. Yeah, I'd love to work. So I see him right now on LinkedIn. I thought I had the app on my phone. Yeah. We'd like to remote work too. I appeared in one search this week. Nice. All right, let's find. We found the company. We're in the app now. Sure. So what do you think? Should we follow? Give them a little follow? We're not gonna try notifications though. Who should we send a? Who do we send? Who do we send the message to? WPX. What's the one? Is WPX the train one? Or what am I thinking of that's a train? Well, maybe they'll find us. Have you guys? Does this word make sense? I think they're trying to say bachelorette degree, but he spelled it Baccalaureate. Is that correct? That doesn't sound right. Oh, that's how you spell it. Wow. Interesting. That's a weird way to spell that word. We'll hang out for. We'll hopefully. Oh, that's awesome. You guys remember when I was talking about how I ordered something for my girlfriend for Valentine's Day and I haven't gotten a shipping notification or anything? Just got one. It's gonna be delivered tomorrow. Sweet. Old timers, hey, what do you do? Tell us about yourself. Welcome to the live stream. Tell us about yourself. We're all sharing our jobs and we're sharing job openings and opportunities with each other. If you got anything, you can share with the group. It sounds like all of us that are watching today are passionate about working, passionate about contributing. We want to find jobs that get us excited and make us a good living, and we want to contribute. We're here to work. We're the working class and we want to work, but life just isn't really allowing us that opportunity. Six minutes until today's video comes out too. It's gonna be a good one. Went for a run with Charlie. Went for a little work sesh. Hopefully you guys that are watching. Dude, yeah. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. There's two hawks that are circling over that I can see. Birds flying are so freaking cool. I could totally be a birder. Gosh, model trains and old cars. My grandpa, when I was a young little lad, he turned my dad's childhood bedroom into a model train room. And I remember you'd open the door and you'd have to crawl on your hands and knees a little bit to get under the layout in order to get into the middle of it. And he had this badass HO gauge layout in this room, and it was never quite finished. I remember you could like get it going in one direction and you'd get it around and get about like 75% of the way around, and then the train would have to stop and you have to reverse it the other way. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I remember it couldn't fully go around the track. It wasn't quite there yet. And then for some reason he just stopped. I think he got a girlfriend because my grandma passed away when I was like 2 or 3, so I don't remember her at all. And then yeah, I think he must have got a girlfriend or something and got out of the hobby. Love playing golf and model trains. We still have a lot of his trains too. Yeah, model train. Man, I'd love to have a train room. I love that miniature Wonderland video place in Germany. That'd be cool to see in real life. I'd like to go there one day to see that. Circling back to things that are cool out of Europe, right? I watch. Was I sick or just depressed? What's the difference, right? But a while ago, I've started to. I've been tuning into a lot of YouTube channels where they take like Hot Wheels cars, and they build up these awesome tracks in their house, and it's like, oh, like, that's awesome. I love the ones that have the cars and then have like the model trains running through the racetrack as well. That's so cool. I'd like to do stuff like that, and I like how they film them. I like the commentary. You know, it's like the cars have like personalities and like drivers and stuff. It's really neat. Stuff like, I don't know. It's just relaxing content. That marble races are super cool to watch. But my favorite gauge of trains is definitely garden trains. I like that scale. It's cool seeing people's layouts in their gardens and how they have like whole towns and different stuff, and especially old people where it's like their entire like passion. There's someone I saw, was it on the news or was it on YouTube? But they park train. But this retired couple, um, cherry prank. Hmm. I can't remember if it was on YouTube or on the news, but I recently saw a video story about this retired couple that built this model train layout in their front of their trailer park. Or not in the front of the trailer park, in front of their trailer at their trailer park. And their grandkids loved it, the neighborhood kids loved it. You know, if kids want to come over and check it out, or anyone really, they're more than happy to set it up. And so they decided to permanently leave it up. And then, like, the HOA had a problem with that or something, and they won they won it. They won, so they're allowed to keep their train display up. That's pretty cool. Just like yesterday, we were talking about the guy that built or bought the roller coaster on the trailer, and how he wasn't allowed to have it on his own farmland because it was zoned as agricultural. 12 p.m. Today's video comes out. I just went live. If you guys could give it a second to check it out. We're at 1,915 subscribers so far. Super rad. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We only need 85 more to hit 2,000. Gosh, it is so cold out today. There's just a nice heavy cold breeze just blowing right into the container. And then you're like, oh, why don't you just close the door, Max? Well, if I close the door, then it's gonna kill the Wi-Fi. Let's see what Osprey's new arrivals are. We're not buying anything. We don't. Hmm. Ospreys kind of look like they're kind of ripping off like Patagonia's black hole duffel bags. Gear tote, interesting. I don't know about you guys, but I had to go grocery shopping yesterday for a few things, and I thought about bringing just a reusable shopping bag to just put everything in as I was shopping. But then for some reason, I just got it in my head that like they'd be looking at me on the cameras and then like assume I'm stealing. I was like, no, I just didn't want to have to carry. I try to only go. Falling over. When I go like shopping, I try to only buy as much as I can that I can hold, right? So I don't overbuy and buy too much, right? But I'm like, well, shit, I'd rather just get a bag of carry a bag with me, right, and make it easier. But then I got psyched up in my head. Yeah, I can definitely do that. It's really easy. I can see it in my head right now. I had this one. It was a Lionel train set. Let's see, it's the. It just has a classic look to it. Maybe you guys will, you can vibe with this. But it's the Santa Fe Super Chief. Hands down. I don't know what it is about just those the round lines and those two lights just in the middle and the windshield, but all of that I think that's an awesome train. I don't think I've ever yeah, I've seen one in real life before. As a kid, my parents took us to a lot of all train museums and plane museums, right? And I'm pretty sure I've seen one of these in real life. That's an awesome one. But then over here on our on the West Coast is all I can really comment on. We have I've been looking for a book too on trains. Uh, there you go. Yeah, you'll see a lot of these like the standard Union Pacific kind over here nowadays, which is primarily what you see besides the Amtrak trains. But I've been looking for a book on trains where it's like an actual like I want to know information. I want to know how do they judge like, okay, we need 3 engines up front, and then we have a whole row of boxcars, and then we need another engine here, and then a whole row of boxcars. Like, I want to know about stuff like that. Like the real info in trains. Not, and you just look up train books and they're like more for kids. But I got real adult questions. I want to know more than just stuff that they tell me. Oh, kid, oh, trains go choo choo. Like, no, I got real questions. You know, how much weight can one locomotive pull? You know, like how many boxcars are? That's my kind of questions. And there isn't really much information online about how you could go about being a train conductor for freight trains. And then for like Amtrak, they were saying like kind of just start at the beginning, start at the very bottom, and work your way up, and hopefully you can become a conductor. It's like can there just be an easier path? Not that I don't want to put in the steps, but just they're it'd be cool if there was like something that's like, oh, you want to be a conductor? We'll start here, and you'll if you go through the process and go through the steps, well, you'll be guaranteed a conductor job, or like you'll be guaranteed the job that you desire. You know, so much is like, at least commenting from working at like a retail stores, or my experience working in retail, they never you work hard, you put in your time, do all the hours you can and stuff like that, and when it's time that they want to promote or hire a new manager or something like that, they hire from outside, and they don't hire from within. And it's like, well, heck, I've worked here for 6 years. Everyone likes me. You've seen my work ethic, and they're like, no, we got to keep you right there, Max. We don't want to promote anyone from within. We're gonna hire outside. And it's like, well, okay, you look at these managers' resumes, and they've been a manager here, right? And it's like, well, why did they leave these 5 different places? Did they make the place better and they left, or did they just really suck at being a manager? But because they're now an outside manager, that they can just bounce from one. You know what I'm saying? I remember there was this one guy that was a manager at a retail store I worked at, and he was still there when I quit. But then, like a few years later, I saw him he was a manager at another retail store, completely different brand, right? It's like, what the heck? Is that what you've just been put on this earth to do? Is be the retail store manager of X, Y, and Z at a different time? I don't know. There's so many different things out there, right? Yeah, if you guys want, I got shirts up there in the pinned comment. If you guys could donate, and all the money goes to helping the entry fees for an ultra marathon. How's it
Look at
going?
those legs.
All right.
Whoa, my
My hips
God.
locked up, so I've just been stretching. Good to see you today. How are you?
Happy New Year.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you have it. That's yours.
No, I've never heard of this guy before.
Yeah.
Nice. I really appreciate
He's
it.
looking good. You know, that was your Christmas gift here in February, actually. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you've been training well?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good.
Just I was sick for like 2 weeks, so I finally was able to reach my monthly goal yesterday, and
Oh, good. Okay. Good for you.
just 80 miles a month is my
Huh.
happy place.
Perfect. You'll be ready for it. Dude,
Hope so.
excellent. Are you signing up to be in the LVDS?
Oh, right.
Longpole
It's only
Distance Club?
$50, right, for the
Yeah,
year?
yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah, do it. You have a form?
I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it on the
I'll bring
the
you
website.
mine, because he sent me, I had already sent a check, because I was waiting the form, and then I saw Larry at the rest, at Albertson. He said, oh, I've been sick too, so I'm late in getting it out. So I said, well, I got checks already in your post box. I'll bring it to you.
I really appreciate
Yeah,
that.
excellent, yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, you're
Think it was
welcome.
great.
You're welcome, yeah. I didn't know when I'd see you. I'm here so rarely now. No, I'm not. I shouldn't say that, but I'm in and out, and I've been peeking my head out to see if I could check your car.
Right?
Or these
Now I got
open.
this thing. And
Yeah, yeah, I see it. Do you have a good mechanic for the Jeep?
Ooh.
Do you have a?
It depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was you who told me about death rattle, death wobble. I think it might have been you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what I'm experiencing. I caught it a couple of times. I had these new shocks put on in October. Rough country, both front and back. Kind of liked them, and then I made a trip to the Eastern Sierra, and I hit a spot, and I thought, what the hell is going on? You know, break it, and on the way up, and then on the way back, almost the same area.
Too weird.
Due to rough road, and you know, I go on YouTube and I look at these things, and you know, we place this and this, and I don't care. I'm not into the steering front of that.
Right. So much
myself.
geometry goes
Yeah,
into all that.
Yeah.
In
Anybody?
town- Yeah, in town I would go to. His name's Travis.
Okay.
Over there, Off Road Bills. They do
Don't know it.
work. Do you know where the Shamrock is?
Yeah.
It's right, kind of behind the Shamrock.
Okay.
And if you go
Oh,
across,
kind of. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Across from the rec building.
Yeah.
So they do good. They've done good work on my Jeep.
Okay.
But then more of like a serious off-road company is Nick Valentine
Okay.
up in Oceano.
Okay.
He builds all of the vehicles for rugged radios.
Right.
I know, right? I do have.
He builds radio. The what?
He builds all of the custom vehicles for rugged radios.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you said he makes rugged radio.
Oh no. See if I have a pin.
Hey, right here. Come on, I'm a professor. Right there. There you go.
So we got Travis. Bills. Indy. Fab.
I'm gonna head on home here pretty soon.
I don't know if I have Nick's phone number or not. Nick Vitui, I think's his name.
Oh, yeah. And he's with whom? Oh, here.
Indy Fab,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Um,
But it's a business, right?
Right, yeah.
So I'll catch you.
but then Brett at Off Road Works, that's the one that actually built my entire Jeep.
Oh, did he? Okay, yeah.
So he's done good stuff.
We're speaking money, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so since yours isn't like 3 linked and all super
Correct,
fancy,
yeah.
I would think Travis could do it for you in
Perfect,
town.
yeah, and I like where it's located.
Right.
I can walk home from there. A red home, let's just say jug home. So our first run is with the club, pardon me, is at Cabrillo. It's in February,
That's convenient. Okay.
and it's like the cross country 5K, where we start off on the track. It's a commemorative memorial race is dedicated to Dr. Trenton, and I guess he's associated here, and so that goes to scholarship money, and that gets a good turnout because it's advertised at the school and
Right.
our program. We start off at the track and then head into the trails.
Nice. That's
It's cool.
convenient.
It's cool stuff. Yeah. I'll get you all that
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely. I'd like to participate in that one.
Good. Glad I caught you, my man.
Well, thank you again for this book. I'll give it a read.
Let me hide. Do not tell him I'm here.
Hey, you seen Brian?
It's too late to get to the back.
He left.
Hello, buddy. Bringing us pizza. Excellent. Good man.
I got another slice in there if you're hungry.
Good.
Help
Yeah,
yourself.
thank you, actually. Yeah, thanks. Cutting down on this stuff.
I know. When I on the treadmill, I look down 160 calories. I'm like, are you kidding me? All that work for 160 calories? I get more calories than
That's
that
a
stuck in
third
my
of
teeth.
that. Yeah.
Fourth, maybe.
You know the boys doing how much?
I'm going for 100 this year.
No problem.
I'm going for
Boys are maniac.
I'm going toward 100. We all are, I guess.
My boys got out of the ranking.
Oh, both of ours. They started conference play, dropped
Yeah,
3
they
in a
fell
row.
apart,
They're
yeah.
gone.
Yeah, same.
They're gone. The only chance is to win the conference, as far as I see. We're moving from running
Right.
to college b-ball.
I love that hat.
Right.
Oh, well,
Too scared to put it on though.
yeah, wear it out or what? Someone beat you up.
There's someone that's lice. Didn't that come from one of the cars that was in the?
Well, remember, I sport that thing.
I thought you were John. You what? I thought you were John found it.
Excellent, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't be afraid to sport that, Max.
Yeah.
That fits you better.
I got a big head.
This is a big guy. So. Good. Things well?
Did I tell you I started working out? The second will be 2 months.
Excellent.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I go to the gym, do a mile on the treadmill,
Yeah.
do my little circuit, about 45 minutes, then
Fantastic.
another mile on the treadmill.
Fantastic, yeah.
So it's something. I started out walking, and then for the last month, I run for a tenth of a mile. Like I walk for 2/10, and then
Dude.
jog, a tenth,
Yeah.
then walk, and then
Yeah.
jog. And so I do
Yeah.
3/10 each mile. I do a mile before I work out and a mile after I work out.
Fantastic.
So it's something. As soon as I got been battling sciatica for almost a year now. They said it could take 6 months to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So once I get rid of that, I hope to do like, 10th of a mile fast walking, then 10th of a mile, jogging, and then
I can
just
carry you
keep
so
back and
far,
forth.
man. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent,
it's
good
like
at
I can't believe how much better I feel,
Yeah.
just doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. And we're talking less than 60 days, right?
Mhm.
Just about 60. Beautiful. Beautiful.
So last night for dinner, 3 sticks of celery, half sticks, 3 carrots, 3 asparagus spears, a handful of spinach, an apple, and cucumber. Blend it. Then 3 carrots, 3 celeries, and a big old, maybe quarter cup of peanut butter.
Yeah.
Eat that. Here comes my wife with Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Nice.
She eats like a fourth of it,
Yeah.
and then it's like, "Here, you want this?"
Yeah.
You're killing me. I didn't eat it.
Yeah, should have brought that today. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't planning on eating this, but
Yeah.
it's all I had at the house. So.
Good. Congratulations. Yeah. I got a pass last year, and I actually gave it to CJ, and I got a new one, and it's for it's California Historical State Parks. So what I find in myself is we have La Purisma. Instead of parking across the street and walking, I drive in, and I get free parking. Just leave the
Oh, wow.
this thing. It costs $50. So I loved it last year, and then since all the craziness of the last semester ended, I've been getting over there because I had a doctor's appointment first week of January. So I kicked it and been
Oh, good.
walking and just pull in and take a walk. And there's so many, I have a map and I'm trying different trails, and I couldn't get up the hills now. Now I'm walking up the hills. Yeah. And so it's actually for 13 months. If you buy it in January, it's good through the next month. So I said, here's CJ, a little gift to you. So
Oh, very cool.
I was walking one time and I spotted her there, and I said, hey, where you parked? Way across. So now she's going to get one, and one for her mom.
So who's CJ?
So, sorry, you might know her as Joy. She works. Yeah. Half the people call her CJ, and half calls Joy. Yeah, Joy. Yeah.
I thought it was somebody that I knew, but I didn't recognize.
Good question. I could go on and on. All right, folks. So I had my doctor's appointment, and he was pleased with the numbers.
Good.
So that little
Well,
span
you didn't know
about,
spring chicken either. How old are you?
not in front of mixed company.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's one of us.
I'm 76.
Yeah, so think about it.
Hey,
I'm 77. 77 and a half.
If I'm as good a shape as you at 77, I'll be
Yeah.
happy.
it's all the running.
Yeah.
It's the elixir for life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it's not the
Yeah.
stress of watching those basketball games.
Yeah. Yeah.
That takes a year off.
That
from there.
ages me.
I know.
Yeah, that ages me. I got to send you guys a photo that I took yesterday with Sean.
Oh.
He knows that my dad went to Notre Dame, and he's a big Notre Dame dude, and so he bought me a jersey, and he gave it to me yesterday, so I'm sporting it.
Cool.
And it has scaling on the back. You'll see.
Oh,
it.
fun.
And then it has 24, and I said, he's got my age right.
Oh! I got a picture of that launch the other day.
Oh, you did? Oh, good. Good.
I really need it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Let me step out. I'll go follow them.
Do the dance over here.
Hey, good luck. Thanks for that lead.
You're super welcome. Hopefully one of them works out for you.
Oh my.
Wow, good catch.
Yeah,
Love
I
it.
thought that was cool, man.
Love it, love it. All right, good buddy. All right,
Brother, good seeing you.
Yeah.
You guys got anything crazy coming up?
No, I was asking, you know, again, get what's known as death wobble.
Ooh, front end.
So I just had a, or,
About $600 to do all of it. Before everything.
I ride.
Tie rod, drag lead, you know, you know, not all of your bushes and everything.
No.
That's, you know, but all your front end. That's
Good.
Yeah, that's a very good investment. Just to have that control back.
Yeah.
Emphasize the wear.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Well, get it.
If there's a stranger, so he recommended that
Okay, and we're back. We are back. What you got for me? Oh, nice.
The launch.
I was so mad that
Dude,
that happened.
that was like awesome. I'm like, holy smoke, it actually picked it up, you know?
I was on my roof filming it, right? And then I saw the first stage,
Drop.
finish.
Yep.
And it was so cool. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'll get off the roof. Get off the ladder, look up, and of course it's doing all that.
Yeah. John Moore said it's because it gets up high enough where it hits the sun, and then the sun does all that. Yeah, dude.
Interesting.
It was
Huh.
pretty cool. I didn't think the phone would pick it up, you know, so
Seriously,
I ran
huh?
and grabbed it and took it. I'm like, oh, sweet. So, yeah, good stuff, man.
Maybe the next one's at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Ooh. I like the early mornings or the evenings,
Mhm.
you know.
So peaceful,
Yep, you ain't kidding. There's people out of Red Rock right now, too.
right? So old timer said, "Can you show your Jeep?" I could, but I didn't drive it today. I recently just got a Hyundai. My sister gave us the car back, so I'm driving a Hyundai now, and it does so much better in gas. So I don't really drive my Jeep at all anymore. I should drive it though. I miss driving it, but gas is just ridiculous in it. This is my bike rack that got me pulled over because CHP said they couldn't fully see the bike rack. Gosh, it's been a while since I've taken a photo of my Jeep. You know, we don't really Jeep anymore. We used to have a really solid crew of people that got together, you know, any given time to go off-roading, and it's just non-existent. It was nice that, I don't know if you guys overheard my coworkers that came into my office. Brian just gave me this book called Field Guide to Ultra Running. He's also a fellow runner. And we were talking about, yeah, of course. I've seen a lot of your videos. You've been pumping out shorts like crazy, dude. Good for you. You know, I think, yeah, definitely. If you look at the comment up there, the pinned comment is for, I made a shirt where instead of you guys just donating directly to my Venmo or Cash App, you could actually buy a shirt and all the money gets donated to the entry fees for ultra marathons. I'll have to go take one. I don't currently have an active photo of the Jeep on my phone that I can at least find it. Oh, 12:30 here. Today's video came out. But yeah, I'm signing up for an ultra marathon, or I'd like to sign up for it. It's just the entry fees are super expensive. So I've created a shirt where all the money gets donated to that. Or if you do want to donate to my Venmo or Cash App directly, that's also an option too. I definitely won't say no to that. Other than that, I think we're going to kind of get cleaned up here and head home and get ready for some lunch. I'm super hungry. But today I wanted to run, but I really, really just want to ride my bike. Go for a mountain bike ride. I hit my goal mileage for the month. So I'm like, today could be a mountain bike day. Maybe it'll help loosen up my hip. Works for me. Or tomorrow. Yeah. Just like I'm still holding out for Sirius XM Turbo to want to sponsor the channel. Who doesn't love a good forward by Scott Jurek? That guy's awesome. Interesting. This book talks about a GPS. I wonder when it came out. 2014. The GPS has gotten a little better in the last 15 years. I appreciate you guys watching the stream. We've got a long, nice stream today. They're trying to build a prison for you and me to live in. Another prison system, another prison system. Filled bottles and gosh, that's not very many hours for the month. 67 hours for the entire month. Like that sucks, man. People work that much in like 2.5 weeks, right? But to only have that much for the entire month, like that doesn't. That's why we're applying for other jobs and trying to see what else is out there. They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison for you and me to live in. Another prison system. Another prison system. Another prison system. Well, everyone, we've been streaming for over 3 hours now. I appreciate each and every one for you guys tuning in, subscribing, hitting the like button on this live stream, being active in the comments, in the chat. It really helps making live streaming a lot easier. But if you guys want to subscribe to the channel, like all the videos, check them all out. Check out the t-shirt for the race. I really would appreciate it. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll probably live stream again tomorrow, same time-ish or so. As always, a video will come out noon Pacific Standard Time of the daily vlogs. But yeah, also there's a rocket launch tomorrow at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time-ish, around there. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Later!